If you wonder how the Stoics and most family todays end up being so good, but while other families end up being like from the best all the way down to the worst, and their kids end up turning failures, this video will be the perfect one for you, because in this video I will uncover the hidden truth, the hidden secret that most successful families do and most unsuccessful families don't do nowadays. And that is the word of mouth. They aren't being Stoic people. They aren't being somebody that is helping out their own child. Basically, you see nowadays in most families, most people don't even care about their children. They are just there. Okay, it's my child. I was the one that gave birth to it. I was the one that made it, and that's pretty much it. That's not fatherhood. That is not motherhood. You see, a father isn't only somebody that gave birth to you biologically, because what did this father do to you? Did he ever taught you something? Did he ever actually told you how to behave and how not to behave inside life? Did he ever taught you about the bad and good habits inside life? Did you ever got some path, some direction, some clear set direction of him as to what to follow in order to prosper in life? If not, that isn't a father. And that is exactly the case why so many families all the way from the top end up being down below at the bottom, if not completely disappear thanks to this fact. Because lots of times their father won't tell his own child to stop smoking. He won't keep him away from bad habits. He won't actually have control over him. Then at the end of it, you see this guy walking down the street with cigars in hand, 2 bottles in his arms, and 20 years later, you just see it on one of those billboards. He died. Why? Simply because the father did not give a fuck about him. But what about those families that come from poverty, but simply they end up rising up to the top because of their child? Well, these are the families in which the father and everyone cares about their children. You see, if the father even smokes, he will go ahead and tell him. He will go ahead and tell him, you shouldn't smoke because I have done it and it's not good. I have drank and it's not good. I have been upon this path and it's not good for you. You should go upon this path, not this one that I went through. Please follow me. And they do. The child is convinced. He goes ahead on the good path, and then eventually you see him making millions, having the dream wife of his, living a life super happy and basically retired. Every one of his parents. Why? Simply because their own parents, whether they were good or bad, they decided to put him on the right direction. And you see, I have had the same thing happen to me inside life. A family member of mine who smoked and drank told me something when I was still a little kid. He took me aside and said, if I see you smoking or drinking, we'll have some consequences, okay? And he quite literally convinced me from a young age that these 2 bad habits are actually bad and I shouldn't do them whatsoever. And since that day on, even in front of his friends, even if his friends wanted me to drink or something like that, he would step up and say, he will not drink. He is not like that. He does not enjoy it. He used to say that for me. And now I am simply a person that does not identify with it. So you see, you don't have to be like the perfect father. You don't have to be like the perfect creature, the perfect human upon this earth that doesn't smoke, that doesn't drink, that doesn't do all these bad habits, that is only following the light in front of him and, okay, God. No. No, you don't have to. It would be nice to be an example for your children, but you can also be an example for your children of what not to be inside life. And many people don't end up actually doing this. That is why so many poor families end up staying poor. That is why so many rich families end up indulging into the instant gratification habits, and then their children are just suffering once they die. You can be example in 2 ways. Either become an example, start going to the gym, start following these good habits, start being this person that feels so good that will live like 200 years of happy, full and fulfilled life, that can actually tell to his children, Okay, I went up on this path and I want you to continue where I left off. Or be this person that if you already indulge into some instant gratification. You need to fix that, but also you need to go ahead and teach them why it's not good for them. Like my family member did. He sacrificed his own friends. He sacrificed himself to just put me on the right path. That is also an example. That is also a sign of fatherhood. And he wasn't even my father. So but instead of being stoned there inside your home every single day, like smoking 3 packs of cigars, I don't know what else, like drinking every single day and so and so. Instead of doing that, go ahead and become an example for your children. And go ahead and tell them why what you did they shouldn't do. Why what you did maybe they should follow. Just become an example that will teach them something in some ways. That's all I ask of you. Thank you for watching, and if you want your family, if you want your children to succeed inside life, become an example.